Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TUF Coffee Shop Talk. I'm your host, Rhonda Lavoie, and today I'm sharing a few more custom gems from my Dear Younger Me series. You see, over the years, I've learned so much, and I've been putting some of that wisdom down in letters to my younger self. The kinds of things that, if I'd grasped them earlier, would have made a big difference. Today's letters touch on some really key areas that I think many of you, my listeners, can relate to. We'll be talking about the power of just starting, even when you don't feel 100% ready, because that perfect moment rarely shows up. Then we'll dive into setting goals and, even more importantly, the strategies for actually sticking with them. We'll also explore why keeping your mindset focused on the future is so crucial for growth. And finally, we'll get into something that's been a game changer for me. Defining and documenting your processes to create more ease and efficiency in your business and life. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's hear what insights my future self wanted to pass down. All right, let's dive right into the first letter for today. Dear Younger Me, number 6. Dear Younger Me, don't wait until you think you're ready. Jump in, make the call, take the class, go to that networking event. Momentum comes from action, not from endless planning. You'll learn as you go, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you start seeing progress. Here's a secret. 51% is more than enough. If you feel just over halfway ready, that's the perfect time to start. Your 51% will beat the person who's stuck on the sidelines waiting for perfect. Stop stressing about having your website totally dialed in or nailing every detail in your listing presentation before talking to clients. Half done, but out in the world, always trumps perfect, but hidden away. Take the first step, even if you feel a little unsteady. Progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from motion. Yours truly, your future self. Okay, so reading that first letter, don't wait until you think you're ready, really resonates with my early days of trying to build my business online, especially when it comes to social media. I remember looking at everyone else's feed and thinking I needed all these fancy graphics, perfectly edited photos, and these super clever captions that just didn't come naturally to me. I'd spend ages trying to create these elaborate posts, stressing about the perfect aesthetics, the perfect wording, and the perfect hashtags. And you know what that got me? Nowhere fast. I was so caught up in trying to create this flawless image before I even put myself out there that I barely posted anything at all. All these ideas would just sit in my head or scribbled in a notebook. What I eventually realized, and what that letter nails, is that just getting something out there is so much more powerful than waiting for it to be perfect. That quick, simple post of sharing a tip, a behind-the-scenes peek, or just a little bit of my personality, even if it was just a photo I snapped with my phone and captioned I typed out in just a few seconds, that's what started to build connections. I didn't need to be this perfectly polished masterpiece every single time. My audience wanted to hear from me in my own voice, even if it wasn't all glammed up. That half-done but out in the world approach on social media, just showing up and sharing, is what actually started to build my community and get my message seen. You don't need all the fancy tools to start connecting. Just start sharing. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Can you relate to the feeling of wanting everything to be just right before putting it out there? All right, let's dive into the next letter. Dear Younger Me, number 7. Dear Younger Me, set clear goals, big and small. Write them down, keep them visible. When challenges come, and they will, your goals will give you direction and purpose. Celebrate every milestone. Those moments of achievement are what keep you motivated and on track for the next step. Goal setting has been a huge part of my success. It helps me focus on what really matters and allows me to get back on track whenever life throws a curveball. How do you know where you're going if you haven't set your destination? One of my favorite tools is my vision board. Having my goals and dreams displayed where I can see them every day keeps me inspired and accountable. When I see these images and words, I'm reminded not only of what I'm working toward, but also of why I started. Trust in the process, keep your goals front and center, and watch as your vision turns into reality. With admiration, your future self. Okay, so listening to that part about setting goals, it really takes me back. Before I actually sat down and got clear about what I wanted to achieve in my business and in my life, honestly, I was all over the map. Sound familiar to anyone? It was like chasing every single shiny object that glittered, just flying by the seat of my pants and hoping for the best. But when I finally sat down long enough to get real with myself about what I truly wanted to build, what I truly wanted to achieve, that's when things started to click. It was like finally having a destination in mind. And once I had that clarity, I could actually start putting the right actions into motion to get there. It wasn't just random effort anymore. It was focused, intentional movement. And trust me, that makes all the difference in the world. Some of the tools that have really helped me stay focused and intentional are things like vision boards. I'm a big believer in them. Whether it's a digital one I keep handy on my computer or a physical one I put where I can see it every day. In fact, Crystal and I are such believers in vision boards that for the last couple of years, we've even hosted vision board workshops, helping people really map out what they want and start moving towards it. Another tool for me has been journaling. It's been a game changer, really. It's not just about writing down what happened in my day. It's about consciously connecting my thoughts and reflecting back to my goals. It helps keep everything front and center, ensuring my actions are aligned with whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve, where I want to go. And something I've started doing the last few months that's been surprisingly powerful is writing out my affirmations twice a day, every single day, morning and night. These aren't just random positive statements either. They're specifically crafted to reinforce my goals. It's like a constant reminder of what I'm working towards and solidifying that belief in my ability to get there. It's been incredibly powerful. So you as my listener, if you wanted to try something to see if it would really make an impact, I highly recommend trying to write out your affirmations twice a day. Just simply writing them down. It's pretty incredible, actually. And there's actually some science behind it too, because writing something activates a different part of your brain. And by activating that part of your brain, it actually makes that affirmation more powerful. So I kind of dare you. Give it a go. Give it a try. All right, let's dive into letter number 8. Dear younger me, real estate is always changing. Look ahead, embrace change, spot trends, and adapt. Being forward-thinking isn't just about business. It's about staying confident and resilient when things shift. Your ability to anticipate will set you apart. If there's one thing I've learned, it's to stay open to change. The market can throw you for a loop when you least expect it, but staying agile ensures you adapt quickly and keep moving forward. I've experienced firsthand how one day you can be in a balanced market and the next you're scrambling to navigate a sudden shift to a buyer's or seller's market. The key? Don't resist the changes. Lean into them. When you shift your mindset and remain flexible, it shows your clients and industry partners that you're on top of things and ready for any challenge. That's what builds enduring trust and sets you apart in this ever-evolving business. Proudly, your future self. You know, this whole forward-thinking mindset thing, it's not like flipping a switch. It's something we're all constantly learning and working on, myself included. It can be a real pain in the butt sometimes, trying to wrap your head around what's coming next and not just sticking to what you feels comfortable. But honestly, just being aware that you need to be looking ahead, that's a massive big step. If you're not even trying to see what's coming down the pipeline, you're already being left behind. What I see all the time, especially in real estate, is folks just resisting change with everything they've got. We just rolled out this new tool for booking showings, and it makes life so much easier. You'd think. And some agents are fighting it tooth and nail. They're so stuck in their old routines that they're missing out on how much more efficient they could be. And honestly, they're just making things harder on their clients in the long run. By resisting that small technology shift, they're really limiting their ability to provide the best service. And when you look at something as huge like AI, this isn't just some business buzzword that's fading away. It's a fundamental shift that's impacting everything right across the board. It's changing how we communicate, how we market, how we analyze data, you name it. AI is here to stay, and it's only going to become more integrated in our daily lives and our businesses. And the people, the businesses who are willing to jump in early to figure it out and see how it can help them, streamline tasks, personalize client interactions, gain valuable insights, they're the ones who are going to be way ahead of the pack. So trying to push past their initial fear, that uncertainty about something new, that's absolutely key in staying relevant and competitive. It's not just about the tech stuff either. In real estate, it's so easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day, the showings, the paperwork, the client calls, that you can miss the bigger shifts happening in the market itself. But being aware of these changing trends, that's absolutely crucial. Being late to the party on market shift can be really costly, both for you and your client. Think about it. If the market is starting to shift from a seller's market to a buyer's market, and you're still advising your sellers with strategies that worked 6 months ago, you're doing them a disservice. But being the agent who spots those trends early, who understands the subtle changes in the buyer behavior and the inventory levels, that's really shows your clients that you're a key player and that you're on top of your game and can guide them effectively. So, put in the effort to stay informed. Reading industry news, analyzing local market data, talking to other professionals. That work really pays off in the long run. It allows you to anticipate those changes and position yourself and your clients for success. Okay, last one. Let's dive into the final letter for today. Dear Younger Me, number 9. Dear Younger Me, here's something I'd wished I'd learned sooner. Take the time while you have it to define and write down what works in your business, whether it's your clients' onboarding steps, marketing plans, or how you handle deals. Documenting these processes will save you time and energy down the road. Early in my career, I thought I was too busy to pause and formalize my systems. But when things were still ramping up, I decided to start small. I wrote out my client onboarding steps and made a basic checklist for every new deal. Looking back, this is one of the smartest decisions I ever made. Now, as my business has grown, those systems allowed me to serve more clients without sacrificing the personal touch or my own mental health. I'm no longer working late into the night, scrambling to remember what comes next. Take the time early to create your checklists, client roadmaps, or email templates. When things get busy, and they will, you'll be ready to deliver amazing service without burning out. Trust me, future you will thank you. All the best, your future self. Okay, so that letter about defining and documenting your processes, seriously, if there's one thing I could shout from the rooftop to anyone building a business, it's this. I know I've harped on this before here on the podcast, but systems and tools, people, systems and tools. They are the unsung heroes of my business. They're how I've managed to grow and scale without drowning in the day-to-day chaos and without ever wanting to drop the ball on my clients. Think about it. In the early days, I was probably like many of you, doing everything on the fly, reinventing the wheel with every client or in every new deal. It was exhausting, and honestly, things could slip through the cracks. But when I finally started to take the time, and yes, it felt like I didn't have the time to actually map out how I did things, to create checklists and templates for everything from the initial client call to the final closing documents, it was a complete game changer. It's the reason I can now confidently handle a much larger number of transactions every year. I'm talking pushing towards 60 and actually provide a better, more consistent experience for my clients than I was only managing a fraction of that because of those systems. They take the mental load off. I'm not constantly trying to remember what comes next or worrying if I missed a crucial step. It's all documented. My client onboarding process is the same every single time, ensuring a smooth and professional start. My deal checklists make sure nothing gets overlooked. My email templates save me time and ensure consistent communication. And the beauty of it, once you have these systems in place, you can start to tweak and improve them. You see where things are clunky, where you can automate, where you can add the extra personal touches, consistently. It's not about becoming a robot. It's about creating a solid foundation that allows you to be more efficient and more present for your clients. Trust me, investing that time up front in defining and documenting your processes will pay you back tenfold in terms of time, reduced stress, the ability to scale your business without sacrificing what makes it special. So I'm curious, do you have your core business processes documented? Or are you still finding yourself flying by the seat of your pants like I used to? Okay, so as we wrap up this week's Dear Younger Me series, let's just circle back on the key takeaways from these 4 letters. First, we talked about the power of just starting, not waiting for that elusive perfect moment. Momentum comes from action, even imperfect action. Then we dove into setting clear goals, both big and small. Write them down, keeping them visible. These goals provide your direction and purpose, especially when challenges arise. And celebrating those milestones is crucial for staying motivated. We also explored the importance of keeping a forward-thinking mindset, especially in a constantly changing industry like real estate. Being open to change, spotting trends, and adapting are key to staying confident and relevant. And finally, we discussed the often overlooked power of defining and documenting your processes. Investing that time early on creates freedom, consistency, and scalability down the road. I hope these reflections have given you some food for thought this week. Thanks for joining me here at TUF Coffee Shop Talk. I'm Rhonda Lavoie, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Now go out there and keep building that incredible vision you have. Oh, but wait, before you go, don't forget to subscribe. And if you really love the episode, I'd love it if you gave us a 5-star. So just go ahead and click on that 5th star and give us an incredible review. I love it.